Homecoming. You, Gabriella, and Cass are hurrying back to the Nexus to warn the Covenants about the oncoming threat. But the moment you cross the ley line boundary, you're set upon by a group of command scouts. It ends here, traitors. Gabriella lets you off her back and quickly steps in front of you, arms spread wide as a shield. Genevieve, please, let us explain. Explain what? That you betrayed us? You and Haruki? Harrison, I promise it's not what you think. It's just, let us tell you. Wait, what the hell? Are Harlow's alive? As Three sets command eyes kneel on Cass, he hoists Shiloh's unconscious body higher over his shoulder, which only makes the command spirit faint. What did you three do to Shiloh? Believe me, you have to thank us. We don't have time to hang around. We brought back info about who really slaughtered my coven mates in the woods. And if we don't give this info back to Astora and Lewin, Strat, all of our heads are on the line. And why should I take your word, Fenedy? Oh, don't worry. Shiloh can tell you a lot more about the threat we're facing when he wakes up. You just gotta be careful with him. He is the traitor. But what are you? Let us talk to Lewin and Astora and we'll explain everything. Genevieve glares long and hard at you before lifting a hand. Suddenly, another command drags Seth out of the trees, his face melted with blood and bruises. What the hell? Seth? What happened? You try to run to him, but Genevieve is in front of you in a heartbeat, silver eyes gleaming. He learned what happens to any vampire hiding a human who knows about the Covenant's existence. Seth lifts his head sadly, one of his eyes swollen, partially shut. Haruki, I'm so sorry. I left the safe house and it got me, but I promise your mom's still safe. Despite Seth's reassurance, panic rises in you. So much so that you blurt out your next words to the Clements without thinking. Take me to my mom, right now. You dare give orders to a vampire elder human? I dare because I have information that can save your lives, but I only share it after I make sure my mom's okay. Gabriella steps up beside you, chain lifted, and she stares straight at Genevieve. If you know what's good for you in every Clement in Crimson Beach, you'll listen to Haruki. You hold your breath as they stare each other down. The tense silence only broken when Genevieve speaks again. Very well. If I detect even a hint of subterfuge, all of your lives will forfeit. My kind of plan. One of you can take Charlotte back to the Nexus. He's a lot heavier than he looks. Probably all that evil weighing him down. He dumps the still, unconscious Shiloh to Harrison's arms. Make haste, and be sure to have him bound when you arrive. Okay. As Harrison and Nicole return to the Nexus with Shiloh, the rest of you follow Seth back to the safe house. It's not too far from here. It's a mile or two into the woods. Once you arrive at the safe house, Seth hardly has time to unlock the door before you fly inside, looking around frantically. Mom? Haruki? You practically soar across the room, enjoying your arms around your mom, hugging her so tightly, she lets out a gasp. Mom, I'm so glad you're okay. I was so scared. Your mom pulls back, her eyes shining with tears as she places a hand on your cheek. You were scared. I didn't think I would see you again. I've been beside myself, trapped in this ruin on news. She suddenly sucks in her breath, eyes wide in fear and fixing on something behind you. Hi, Dr. Hall. Glad to see you in one piece, Yuki's mom. Your mom takes an apprehensive step back, not taking her eyes from the two vampires. Well, why are you... Mom, please don't be afraid. They're the reason I'm still alive. The vampires have had it out for me for a while, but Gabriella and Cass have been looking out for me this whole time. You reach back, taking each of their hands. Your mom's eyes widen even more, but you pull Gabriella and Cass to your sides. And just now, when the three of us face outside of Crimson Beach, I wouldn't still be here if I didn't have them beside me. Gabriella squeezes your hand. Your face warms to the tender look she gives you. And that goes two ways. We wouldn't have survived what we just did without Haruki. He's incredible. Total badass, man. Yeah, I can admit it. He saved my ass a handful of times. You see nothing but total pride in Cass's eyes as he says it. Make your stomach flip. Mom examines the three of you for several long heartbeats, her expression growing more and more confused. I don't know how to process all this. I can tell that you trust each other. Completely. Mom's eyes swivel to Seth. And Seth has been a very kind boy, despite being I've just been doing what Haruki asked me to, keeping you safe. How am I supposed to accept that I'm surrounded by vampires? And there are so many all throughout town. My boss is a vampire who almost tore my kid's head off. And what about the murders in the woods? Those are clearly their doing. Mom, I know the idea of vampires is scary, but there's so much more to them than what horror stories want you to believe. But it's also protective, like Gabriella. From the moment I've walked into Crimson Beach High, Gabriella has watched out for me. She's kept me safe from flying footballs and from actual certain death. You place your hand on her forearm, give it a warm squeeze as you smile at her. Gabriella's basically Crimson Beach's very own superwoman. Gabriella smiles softly back at you, able to get the pride off her face. It's not that Haruki wouldn't have been able to get himself out eventually. Your son is very resourceful, Dr. Ho. I'm honest to boot. See, Mom, you don't have to be afraid of her. I never could be. I believe you. I really do. But if not all vampires are bloodthirsty monsters, why in the world were you and I dragged into that cave to be killed? Will you please tell me what's going on in this town? I need the full truth. Looking into your mother's eyes, you know that half-truths will no longer protect her. Take a deep breath, then tell her everything. Rogue vampires have been scouting out Crimson Beach, murdering humans and other vampires, and leaving the bodies in the woods. They're planning to attack the town itself next. The Crimson Beach Goblins are their target. Their goal? Eradication. They want this town for themselves. Eradication? But what can we do? Haruki, Cass, and I have information the Goblins need to defend themselves and the humans of this town from the enemy. She casts a sharp look over her shoulder at Genevieve, who has been standing cross-armed in the far corner, watching through narrowed eyes. And I would prefer if we could speed things up and deliver this information to Lewin and Stoa with haste. Wait, the townspeople? The sooner they're evacuated, the better. We need to get them out of Crimson Beach as soon as possible. That's why I'm going straight to our Stoa and Lewin to tell them the same thing. We'll need their help to organize the evacuation on that scale. How come, wouldn't you? I want to be part of the plan to protect the townspeople. Mom, the cover leader tried to execute you. I'm not just gonna let you stroll back in and give them a chance to try again. So should I just let you go instead? You were right there on the ground with me. I have leverage that'll keep me safe. If you come, I'm gonna keep you safe. Haruki, you trying to protect me is what got us into this mess. I suppose that's my fault for letting it go as long as I did. She lays a palm gently against your cheek, eyes filling with tears. But no matter how old you get, you'll always be my baby, and it'll always be my job to protect you. Mom. And the people of Crimson Beach deserve more than one advocate. It's your turn to trust me, Haruki, because I'm not going whether you like it or not. It was safe going back to the Nexus with us, Dr. Ho. What happened last time will never happen again. Right, Genevieve? Alright. Ooh, Golden Girl. Your inner vanity showing. I like it. Alright, we don't have time to waste. Let's get going. Wait. He walks in to face Seth, who digs something out of his pocket. Haruki, take this with you. You have more use for it than me. Why did you have a... This is my sensory deprivation talisman. Use it on a vampire and their 5 senses are dulled to the point they barely know what's going on around them. I used to keep out the whole hidden from the scouts. And you're giving it to me? Why? I don't think there's gonna be any way to stop this battle before it happens. And, well, it really sucked to have my cool human friend torn apart by super vampires. Just help you take away some of those souped up powers they have. You remember the scouts you battled outside enemy camp, as well as the horrible monsters being created in it. And UI talisman says palm seriously. Clutch found talisman, the sensory deprivation talisman, to even the odds in the upcoming battle. Seth, thank you. Take the talisman from him. From the gravity of the situation, should fasten to your bracelet. Only 7. Okay. How much you put to good use? You can count on it. Turn to the others. Let out shake your breath as what's to come. It's time to return to the Nexus. Yes, it is. Giving Mom's trembling hand a reach and squeeze, she group steps back into the night. Now focus on what is important to happen when you reach your destination. When you enter the tribunal chamber, see Lewin in the store, standing in the center, staring straight at you. While the covered elders sit in high-backed chairs, fanned out on other sides covered leaders. All around the rest of the room, various other Crimson Beach vampires crowding in to view the proceedings, elbowing and nudging each other to get a better view. It's true. They really have returned. And Cass is alive and well. Perhaps we were wrong all along. Until it happened, why is Cass out of heart than a human? I can't believe it. They actually seem excited to see us. Lewin holds up a hand, silencing the voices. You fight the urge to swallow, his silver eyes penetrate straight into yours. I hear you have important news to share with us. I do. It's a matter of life or death. In that case, the floor is yours. And this is better worth our while. As the store and Lewin step aside, you, Gabriella, and Cass head to the center of the chamber, while Steph stays at the sidelines with your mom. Surrounded by vampires, you begin your tale. It's a dark and stormy night. Gabriella and I found Cass alive, but badly beaten at the murder scene. I left him alive with a warning for the rest of you. The warning being, they're coming for all of us next. We left to find out more, because we knew you were too paranoid to take our word for it. We picked up on the killer's trail and followed through to a camp of vampires to the north, roughly a day's walk at a human pace. They got a leader. He's a lot more powerful than the rest of them. In what way? This leader is biting the other vampires. And the other vampires wanted it. When they were bitten, they started to transform. And Stora and Lewin look at you in astonishment. Do go on, Mr. Ho. The bites transformed them into something else. Something monstrous. And he's making an army of them. Are you telling the truth? Those monsters were the same kind of vampires that attacked my hunting party and killed everyone but me. Stora and Lewin exchange a look. For the first time, you think you see them sharing an inkling of fear with each other. Then Lewin stares you down again. What other information do we bring with you? Some of the daggers were wearing sigils, either as jewelry or tattoos. Jewelry. There were sigils from various covens along the coast, meaning tigers weren't from just one town, but a group of vampires from all over. There was also one massive rune drawn in the blood of dead divinities that didn't match any of the coven's signals. Cass had seen them. As Gabriella describes the rune from memory, Astor and Lewin exchange another uneasy look. What else do you know? The enemy leader had a sigil pendant hanging around his neck, with the exact same rune from the ritual circle. What's this? The learned identity of who seeks to eradicate our covens. You won't like this next bit. We snuck down to their camp and overheard some of their forces talking. They completely eradicated the town at the Flagstone Cove ley line. They didn't leave behind any survivors, vampires, or humans. Lewin flags another vampire over and whispers in her ear. She nods and quickly leaves the room. How is such destruction possible? The Flagstone Cove Coven is a mighty one. The monsters are faster and stronger than we are. Decided we were able to jump on an entire vanity hunting party. Just then, the vampire quickly returns with a note for Lewin. He reads the message gravely and then nods, dismissing her. I just attempted to contact an associate from Flagstone Cove. We were unable to reach him. It appears this information is unfortunately accurate. Flagstone Cove is really gone? Completely. And that's real bad news for you guys, because the enemy knows exactly where the Nexus is located. There's one simultaneous intake of breath all around you. Our base's location is well kept secret. How could they possibly know? There's a traitor who's been living among us. You were right about that, but it was someone nobody looked twice at. He spears Lewin with an accusatory glare, and he glances toward the side of the room. Clyde, bring in the prisoner. On it. Clyde ducks out for a second before returning with a chain-bound Shiloh. He looks pale and sweaty, and you realize the manacles around his wrist must be silver. Oh, so where's the see again, Lewin? I assume the traitor Harlow speaks of is you. What? That's impossible. No, it's the truth, and it's right in front of you. Shadow's head lolls weakly on his neck. He grins at Lewin. Things are changing around here. Empires rise and they seem invincible, but all of them fall eventually. That's the way it's always been. So bring on the bloodshed, I say. Change of regime has never been pretty, but it's always been drilling. The apple was immediate, so loud you can hardly hear yourself think over it. Why would you do such a thing? Shadow turned traitor for even more power. Being immortal, having superpowers, and still being able to go outside within certain limits apparently wasn't enough for him. He glared at Shiloh, who shrugged a shoulder. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. We don't have a single time to waste discussing we don't have time to waste discussing a single traitor's reasons. He's just a small part of the larger force. Hang on. When we cornered his asshole, he did say something that points toward the enemy's goal and all this. Said the vampires he's with want to go back to the time before Covenant settled that ley lines, back when individual vampires made their own alliances. That's heinous. All vampires know that they stay with the coven that turned them. Such an animosity to the very concept of covens. It's as though these enemies have not benefited from the protection of being a coven at all. A child has been in the coven for centuries. He's had safety and family. You know, you cannot pretend that you don't want some freedom in your lives. Freedom at the expense of our lives? I thought we were friends. Or at the very least, allies. Sorry, seems like you got wrong. The crowd around you goes louder in their fury. The traitor must pay. He sacrificed all our lives. I say we end his in return. Worry not, comes the beach vampires. It is codified in the laws that the punishment for betrayal of this magnitude is execution. So watching vampires let out a bloodthirsty cheer, still looks at you, Gabriella, and Cass. You'll not be overlooked that you three have made it possible for the Covenants to enact justice. And as a sole survivor of the March hunting party, I would like to let cases to do the honors. Cases. While such a pointed show of vengeance is typically beyond my taste, I can't allow it this time. Finally, he steps right up to Shiloh, who could no longer hide the grimness in his smile. Just know that killing me won't stop anything. I already put the plan into motion. You'll have no chance. Shut it. One ruthless swipe cast himself Shadow's head, cutting him off mid-sentence. The watching crowd breaks out into a rapturous cheer. Yeah, and that's where the dead vanities. You would never recommend, never a real one. And think fast. Michael picks up Shadow's head and chucks it across the room, and soon she and Scott are kicking around like a ball. Estelle and Lewin make their way back to the center of the chamber, and as around the vampires settle down, breaths held in anticipation. Gabriella uttered hard, gazes Harlow, and Ruki Ho. On behalf of both covenants, thank you for this invaluable information. There are not many humans who put their lives on the line to help a group of vampires the way you have, Ruki. Does that mean I decided to pardon you and your mother, but it doesn't mean your mom breaks away from his staff to run over to you, pulling you into a tight hug. Thanks for that, Junus. Piss way out. Thank you for not hurting my child. Thank you. You won't regret this decision, I promise. See that we don't. Not the matter of the dread. If you're some vampire at the center of the ritual, your scribes can only be one thing. A creator. Okay? And what was that? One of the originators of the entire vampire species. But what does he hope to get from going after you and not other vampires? Especially if he's your creator. If the workings of this creator's mind were known, we would not have lost so many of our covenant already. Though I dislike admitting it, compared to a creator, even a star myself, I know more than children, both power and age. The creators are legends, even to the oldest of our kind, which leaves us with a daunting question. How do one plan to fight a living god? If we have retreat, we have no chance to survive otherwise. Absolutely not. If we band together, we can defend our base, without losing Nexus. And still waiting around for the enemy to attack us here. We should head them off. Use the element spies to wipe the floor with them. Through Crimson Beach, we need to find another ley line. You, Gabriel, and Cass meet eyes and quickly huddle together. It's a mess. We have no idea how to plan for this. Commons are in panic mode all over again. Yeah, because we don't have a clue what this astral creator wants from us. You're right. When we figure out what the creator wants, we can start figuring out how to stop him from getting it. How? I don't think the library has much in the way of ancient, legendary vampires. It's not like we can just go and ask them. The Chamber of Laws might help us. There's this section called the Hall of History. Documentation about creators exist. It'll be there. If you're nerdy plan to save all our asses out of hard, I might just hate you a little less. The rest of the Hall of History will get Bill and Cass to find documents on creators, learn some vital information, defend covenants, and aid them in battle. Nigga bitch, nigga hoe, nigga shit, nigga bitch, Mom, I need you to stay with Steph for a little while. Gabriel, Cass, and I have to do something real fast. Can you trust me? Mom, hold your gaze for a long moment before nodding. I do. But be careful, Haruki. I will. I promise. Seth, keep an eye on my mom. You can count on me. He turned to Gabriel and Cass with a shared nod. He slipped out of the tribunal chamber. Into the Chamber of Laws, Cass looks around. Gabriella heads straight toward an elaborately decorated stone wall. Sneaking into this place has almost become a second nature. So where's this Hall of History supposed to be? Did you hear? Gabriella pushes open a section of the stone wall, revealing an ancient-looking lock walked into a sealed compartment. She reads a folded inscription in ancient language carved beneath the lock. Give me the life of a dead man. What? Like a zombie brain? Wouldn't it be blood? Since vampire blood has special properties and all, it makes sure no non-vampires can get in. I'm going with blood over brains for this one. Boring. Cass bends down and whips the knife off his boot. So, who are we carving up to test this theory? Looks like you got the short end of the stick, golden girl. He flips the blade around and hands it to Gabriella, hilt first. Gabriella takes it with a roll of her eyes. Whatever, it's not a big deal. She slices the knife across her palm, and as crimson rolls freely out of her wound, she presses her palm to the lock. It's working. The blood told in the lock starts moving on its own, spiraling toward the center of the lock and disappearing as it gets absorbed. Suddenly, you hear a popping noise, and the compartment swings open, revealing a number of old stone tablets, all covered in the same ancient writing as the lock. That's supposed to be the hall? More like the shelf of history. Still, this is what we need. Look. Gabriella pulls out one of the tablets, blowing off a layer of dust. The air of the craters. Ugh. Only a class A nerd would look so excited by a history lesson. Go on, Golden Girl. Tell us what else it says. Gabriella studies the ancient writing for a few moments, and then begins reading. In times distant past, in the day of many craters, he's ruling over a vast territory in the ancient world. Each of these ancient rulers created hundreds of vampires over whom they had absolute control. Thank you, Supreme One, for this gift of which you were about to bless me. Come here, my child. Kneel before me as you receive your gift. Thank you. Some halls, humans met their transformations with ecstasy. Now, my servant, are you ready to do as you were bid? I am, Supreme One, for I am reborn anew. But in the halls of outer craters, the humans would turn against their wills, terrified and confused. What are you? The one who molded you into the perfect being who will do all that I ask. Scream. Your transformation is complete. What have you done to me? What is this power? But in the time the creators grew weary of having the world in the palms of their hands, their might unchecked. Day in, day out, it's all the same. I can hardly stand it any longer. The world no longer interests me. Cannot help but wonder, perhaps paradise is not all that it's made out to be. Perhaps all that is required to enjoy paradise is a period of change. What do you mean? I speak of time away, of rest. We retreat to the sources of our power, and we return when the world is changed enough to be of interest once more. What becomes of our territories while we are away? Who will rule our children and our lands? It is not so complex. I know that you regard some of your children more highly than others, as do I and the rest of our siblings. It is a simple matter of each bequeathing our territory to the vampire whom we trust the most, who will watch over it until we awaken. I see sense in your suggestion, and I must admit, the prospect of rest sounds marvelous. Then it is settled. I shall speak to the other creators right away. The decisions made, the creators settled into the slumbers in ancient centuries, the natural sources of their power. You have my gratitude, my loyal servant. I shall return to you once my rest is complete. I shall wait the day I live to serve you, O Supreme One. Centuries, territories, children? That's some weird guy going back on ancient vampire times. Like learn about the Christian comments. These creators, created the first vampires that were supposed to be loyal to them and only them, like a big family. And they were controlled by their own territory. Maybe that's why covenants eventually decided to each settle down one ley line. It makes a lot of sense, calling the vampires that created the children. It's a lot like how coven members consider each other family. Okay, there's a bunch of these super powered freaks sleeping all over the world now, or have they all woken up and turned bloodthirsty? There's more to read, so I might just find out. But the slumbers were not to be peaceful. Newly freed from the rule of their creators, the vampires did not wish to return to how things had been. They realized the time was right to rid the world of creators. Instead, they tracked them down and slaughtered them. Why have you awakened me? So there's time for you to meet your end. The vampires exterminated creator after creator. Their loyalty to their all-powerful makers a thing of the past. Why are you? That's enough. I really should never hear your voice again. Still, if your creators remain, those who had hidden themselves away in such remote parts of the world, they were profound. The creator attackers will be one of the ones that were never found. Asshole must have woken up and realized all his little children decided to turn traitor and kill his friends. The ley lines up and down East Coast must have been his old territory. He wants to reclaim it from the coverings who took it from him. His culinary vampires that stand in his way, his revenge against those who turned against him, his supreme buddies. That makes sense. What? I mean, his methods. He considers himself the most powerful thing in the world. I want to wake up and learn his kind weren't invincible. More than that, he learned his comrades got totally slaughtered. So what's he gonna do? Is that same thing to prove his dominance? It's that same thing to prove his dominance again. Yeah, sounds about right. He looks a bit small though, surrounded by his new followers. Talk about major petty jackass vibes. So we have an idea of why he's doing this. But how do we stop someone who's been sleeping for centuries in the very source of his power? There's more to read. There's got to be answers. Gabriella lifts up another tablet and begins skimming her finger along the text, translating as she goes. It says here that the creators have the ability to absorb and store ley line energy within themselves, giving them fearsome power. Wait. Does that mean after he killed everyone at Flagstone Cove, he absorbed his ley line power? Gabrielle and Cass look over at... Fuck you. Gabrielle and Cass look at you, who are darning slowly over their expressions. So he wasn't just sleeping in that power, he's been sucking up even more. And now he's after ours so he can become even more powerful. How the hell do we kill this bastard? Gabrielle looks back down at the tablet, her eyes darting back and forth as she skims through. Hang on, I think I hit the jackpot. The greatest weakness is they can't drink the blood of their children. Vampire blood? They have the same weakness as the rest of you? It's even more lethal to them than to regular vampires. Consuming the smallest amount of vampire blood is a certain death sentence. Hell yeah, that's how we do it. Force feed the freaks some essence or divinity. Or Clement, and the pick it as long as we were the floor of him. We need to bring this info back to the rest of the vampires. Now. As fast as you can, you sort the tablets back into the compartment and rush out of the Chamber of Laws. You sprint back into the tribunal chamber. You remember the sound of raised voices as the Renedies and Clement lay each other down, the gridlock on how to proceed. We need to stop his guards around the city right away, with an extra force station around the Nexus. What we need is head the enemy off before they arrive. Take the fight to them. Tensions that had barely settled flaring anew, now fueled by panic. You know you have to interfere before it comes to blows again. How did I draw blood? I probably hurt myself just to get their attention. Gabriella, Cass, sorry in advance for this. What are you... Jesus. Your voice reaches a piercing volume you never managed before, and with their enhanced hearing, the vampires around the chamber all react like Cass, jumping and looking around for the source. Now that I got everyone's attention, you need to come together right now. Otherwise, you're just doing the creator's job for him. So what do you suggest we do? You three are the only ones who have seen this creator. Indeed, you must have more insight for us. We don't know how to proceed. We just read a whole bunch of musty old tablets about creators, and we know what the enemy's after. Everyone goes silent as a The room goes silent as it tripped so quickly, he pressed a shiver before John. The graders get their supercharged powers from ley lines by finding their hearts and draining them dry. Time after the red peach tree near the school campus. What happens if he manages to suck all the energy out of it? Aside from the fact that his power will be even more unstoppable, the ley line's protection would be no more. We'll all be vulnerable, especially come daytime. We will form an advance guard on the red peach tree at once. One more thing, vampire blood's the guy's kryptonite, more poisonous than silver, by the sound of it. Duly noted. Thank you, you three, for your Thank you, you three, for your information. I feel we have even the playing field enough to stand more than a fighting chance. Now that this is settled, what about the townspeople? Harris gets a beat as every vampire in the Nexus moves ahead to look at your mom. You heard what Huki said. No humans were left alive in Flatstone Cove. They have to be evacuated from Prison Beach. And you're going to let me help. You only just dodged the guillotine. Now you believe you can make demands? You step forward and link your arm to your mother's, feeling emboldened by her own bravery in the face of a storm of snow. She's right and you know it. You need my mom's help with this. She needs a position to justify evacuation. She's a medical professional. She can come up with a believable lie to get the humans out of town. Gas leaks, contaminated water. Something. If you all survive this and want to rebuild, you're going to have a really difficult time trying to explain the stacks of dead bodies to the federal authorities. So when Lou hesitate, Cass and Nunny glance around at each other. Just let her. She knows so much at this point that if she's anything like her son, she'll just keep wasting our time with arguments. Very well, Dr. Ho. You may assist with the evacuation of the humans. Great. I already have a few ideas of some easily guarded places on the edge of the town that would be. But before you put any plans in motion, I advise you, Rookie, to return home and collect anything you may need. He faces both of you, and Butter with a smile. You can help the shiver that runs down your spine. It's like the Crimson Beach will need to be abandoned for a It's like the Crimson Beach will need to be abandoned for a time till the battle is over. Oh, well, in that case, she glances back at you, but feels suddenly lost, and you take her hand. Come on, let's head home and get what we need. Sounds like we won't be back for a while. Cass and I'll take you. We can go faster that way, and you have a guard in case anything goes wrong. All right, we'll be back here in 20. Let's go. Gabrielle and Cass get you and your mom home in minutes and set you down on the front porch when you step inside. Oh my god. It's a lot of takeout food. No. What happened? Your mom brushes deeper inside, head turned frantically as she takes in the carnage of your home. Gabriella reaches for the lights. Power's out. The search party looking for you and your mom. Once they put the lines down, they ransack the place. Of course, Balloon's calculating ass didn't really want you to get your stuff. It was a show of force. It's completely destroyed. Fuck yes. You follow your mom into the destruction and take her hand. Mom, I'm so sorry. I hadn't gotten so mixed up the covens. I don't want you blaming yourself. It's happening to you too. But all too soon, she slips her hand out of yours. You watch with a pit in your stomach. Your mom wanders into the living room. The base of her pillow is half torn apart. Clutching the pillow to her chest, she sinks to the floor, voice hidden. At home. Our entire new life was starting in Crimson Beach. Just nothing left. Oh, Mom. You squat down to the floor for her, pulling her into a tight hug. It's just things. Just love each other. And that's what really matters. You stay like that for a moment. You stay like that for a long moment before you hear the sound of dozen scrapes. Looking up, see Gabrielle and Cass both digging through the mess. What are you doing? There's gotta be some things you can salvage in here. If you'd like, Dr. Ho, Cass and I can help you keep any important keepsakes. Or find any important keepsakes. You can do that? Is there even time to shift through all this? Hey, it might be stuff, but some stuff's important. I get it. Except you're so lucky you got 2 vampires here with you. We're plenty fast. Mom blinked a few times, seemingly stunned by the offer, before turning her hopeful gaze towards you. There's so many memories buried in this rubble. These I don't want to lose. And of course, it's gonna be tough choices. Having Mom find important keepsakes to cheer her up and break the ice between her and Gabrielle and Cass. And how much is that gonna be? That's gonna be 25 diamonds, cause why not? Why? Of course, Mom. You can spare a few minutes. It's quite right. After all the trauma you have to deal with. Thank you, Rookie. I just hope we could find something. Found this bag we can use to carry anything you want to keep. Cass opens a large duffel bag, checking for holes. That's a start. Hey, this is pretty important. And it's a one piece. Carefully, Gabriella unearths a fully intact, framed piece of art from under some rubble. Mom leaps to her feet with a gasp. Oh my god, that's... She gently takes it from Gabriella, turns it around to show you. Oh, honey, look. Why does that look like something I painted in, like, 3rd grade? Where were you even keeping it? It was something you painted in 3rd grade. I've had it on the table with the family photos. Have you seen? You sure it's special enough to make that bag? Of course it is. It's a masterpiece. Masterpiece? Literally nothing's going inside the lines. It's a total messy free-for-all. I like it that way. It's bold and doesn't follow the rules. Just like the artist. Damn, a rebel in 3rd grade art class. Who would have guessed? Hey, so young me was an artistic visionary. No, of course you were. She clutches the frame against herself, turning to beat Gabriella. Gabriella, darling, I can't express my gratitude enough. This is my favorite piece of art. Hey, happy to help. Especially when it means getting to learn about one of Rookie's many talents. You lick your tongue and give her a playful shove, which only makes her laugh. Alright, stick it in the bag of treasures. Cass opens the bag, but suddenly goes still. He shoves the bag at Gabriella before heading to another corner of the room. Hey, there's a bracelet over here. It's made of silver. You join him, looking toward where he's pointing under a pile of junk. You gently move things out of the way. You dig it up, let out a laugh when you look at it up close. Oh look, it's a crappy charm bracelet I bought you for your birthday when I was in middle school. It's not crappy. Oh please, it's not like if you ever want it. Look at all these tacky heart charms. They are high-key repulsive. Most out of the scandalized sound, and as she joins you, you point out some of the other clunky charms dangling from the bracelet. Maybe we got this monkey charm. Of course I do. Last day I went to the zoo. You passed me all day long to go to the primate house. And then that one chimpanzee took a fab and drew at the glass. Ah, memories. That's one way to make a statement. He started to laugh, but stopped when he noticed your mom's eyes get misty. She fastened the bracelet around her wrist. Mom, you okay? I'm fine. I promise I'm never taking this bracelet off again. It's just too precious to me. Oh, okay. She turns her wrist from side to side, admiring the sparkle for a moment, before suddenly turning fully toward Cass. Cass, I have to apologize for accusing you of being a bad influence on Haruki. Oh, I mean, I kind of am, though. And Gabriella... Dude, not the time. Oh, I kinda am, though. Hey, Gabriella, thank you for looking out for my son and helping him feel welcome here at Crimson Beach from the moment he arrived. It's no big deal, Mrs. Dr. Ho. Really? Scream. Mom, what the hell? Ignoring all of your looks of alarm, Mom runs full tilt toward the top of the bookshelf. She grabs onto the corner of an exposed book and gives it a few tugs before turning around. Gabriella, Cass, I need your help. Hurry. Right. Okay, but why? The hoodie marched over. He just got beside the bookshelf, lifting it easily, so your mom could pull the book out. Oh, thank goodness. Your mom triumphantly holds up her prize, a thick, pale yellow book with Haruki embossed on the front in delicate lettering. Oh no. Tell me that's not your baby photos. You go and she starts flipping through the book, only for your mouth to drop open in horror. She tilts the book toward Gabrielle and Cass. Oh look, here's one from when we went sailing with Nanny and Papa. Isn't Haruki that just adorable? His little sailor's hat? Mom, he is pretty cute. Oh, and his dad wanted his pin to. Haruki, remember how scared you were of that goat? Mom. He went from crying over a goat to get vampire butt on a regular basis. How regular are we talking here? What's going on in this picture, Dr. Ho? What's going on in this picture, Dr. Ho? Cass gives Gabriella a thumbs up as your mom's attention turns to the photos. Oh, that was taken at the part near our first apartment in the city. Your curiosity wins out, and you join up to look at the photo. You see yourself, a chubby grinning baby, sitting in the middle of a park bench. Wow, I look like a potato. Your mom smashed you lightly over the head with the photo album. Haruki, that's my baby you're talking about. Yeah, and that's me I'm talking about. Honestly, I'm a Haruki on this one. The resemblance is uncanny. I'm gonna plead the fifth. I'm not looking again at the whole bad side. Smart girl. I'm gonna look at all these later when I have time. Reluctantly to her, she closes the book, placing it into the bag Cass holds open. Thank you both for helping me find these precious items. I'll treasure them even more now. More importantly, thank you for watching out for my baby guy. I don't even want to think about what could have happened if we didn't have the two of you around. Dr. Ho, please, commentary. Your mom reaches out to Gabriella and Cass, taking one of their hands each, her expression turning serious. Take good care of my Haruki, both of you. Yeah, sure, definitely. You can get enough, Dr. Ho. I know I can. You two are obviously good for my son. Okay, Mom, that's not torture enough one day. What you call torture, I call giving my approval. You, Gabriella, and Cash share a closer look before the three of you break into laughter. Suddenly, the laughter is cut short as Gabriella and Cash tense, turning toward the door. You smell that? Yeah, smoke. What? Gabriella and Cash watch outside. You and your mom follow hot at her heels out the door. We just get to the stop on your doorstep. Your heart pounds against your ribs. You're taking the smoke, flames rolling in the distance. Oh my god, the whole section of the forest, it's on fire. That's the Covenant's warning system. It's been triggered. That means... yeah, the enemy's already here. Oh, yay, that means I can end the chapter of the book. Thank God, bye.